Hey guys, today we're going to be overviewing our digital archive assignment. This is our summative assignment for our digital literacy unit that we will be completing throughout this week. So let's get into that. Okay, sorry, got a lot of stuff in the way. Okay, so hey guys, today we are going to be going over our digital archive project, which will be our summative assessment for our digital literacy unit. Um, so let's get into it. So here are some of our learning objectives for the week. Students will be able to identify and evaluate credible sources of information. Students will be able to explore a research question and synthesize their research into a cohesive archive. Students will be able to design a fluid, organized, and accessible digital archive using Google Sites. So, what is a digital archive? A digital archive is a tool to promote social justice. It is a response to historical and cultural erasure through systemic exclusion. And it's a way to store memories and narratives that are excluded from the dominant narrative and are at risk of being lost. So there are many definitions to digital archive, but this is kind of the one that I want us to be thinking about while we're completing our digital archives, because it'll connect to the sort of topics you'll be researching. So, what will you turn in? You're going to be turning in a Google site. There's a video under the digital archive assignment. It's linked in there. You can see it over here. Um, it's a 15-minute video on how to navigate Google Sites. And I'm going to be giving you guys time in class to watch that video just so I can go around and answer any questions you may have. We'll start exploring that platform in class before you get into it on your own. So here's the first step for the digital archive assignment. We're going to be posing a research question individually. So this step will occur in class on Monday. And I'll have you spend independent research time determining a social justice issue that is particularly important to you. Um, Maybe one will pop up into your head right away, or maybe you'll need like some class time to figure out what that's going to be. Um, and after we spend a bit of time just researching this social justice issue, you'll determine a question you have. Um, And the research question should be relatively broad. We'll go over that in class, what that will look like. But it's you want to be thinking about the voices and narratives that are not largely represented when you're looking into this social justice issue. And that'll sort of guide your research question. Um, so yeah. Step two, we're going to be conducting research. This will also happen in class. Whatever extra research you want to do outside of class is optional. Just depends on what you're able to get done in class. And if there's any sort of like accommodations you need for that, we can talk about those. Um, so, what you're going to want to look for while you're researching is you'll need five primary sources to include in your archive. So, this means like photos, videos, things that are actually from the era that you're researching. And then you're going to want to find two secondary sources to analyze for your archive. These you're going to analyze a little bit more in depth, and you're going to be including the research that you find through those, as well as your five primary sources. You're going to be talking about those in your analysis, which is the next step. So the analysis should be three paragraphs, at least three paragraphs, and at least five sentences per paragraph. The analysis portion of your archive is where you will synthesize all of your research into a reflection. Um, the reflection is going to be kind of addressing that research question that you posed that was sort of guiding your research. So you're going to be talking about what your experience was researching this question that you posed, what you found in support or not in support of whatever question you had, just sort of talking about what that process looked like for you. Your analysis should include origins and important events related to the social justice issue you selected, a clear research question that's introduced, and then a summary of research and process and findings that you completed throughout the week. So, uh, in addition to the digital archive assignment, we will have some weekly reading materials that'll be guiding that process. These are to be completed at home. Uh, they will have a corresponding reading response assignment. So it'll be a prompt that you answer. You're going to want to complete the readings first. And both readings just have this one prompt assignment that is up on our class page. So you can find it there. Yeah, that's pretty much all that we'll be working on this week. And I'm excited to see where you guys take your digital archive.